Hi everyone, it's Steve Field from the Prime Safety Department. I appreciate you taking the time each week to watch these videos. We do work hard to make sure they're not redundant. We're not just putting videos out for the sake of putting videos out. We believe that it's good information. When you can hear from Robert Lowe and Steve Wutke each week talking to you face to face about what's going on, I think it's important. So we're going to continue to put these out each week. We've got a good lineup of speakers for you. We've got operations. We've got Jason Seymour again. I believe we're going to have Dr. Abraham. He's doing his remotely this week. He's got some other things he's taking care of. And we also added in Terry Wood from Detail, and we had Doug Adams from the Tanker Division, substitute for Brett. And we've also got Drew Martin from Leasing. So a good bunch of speakers. After they're all done, I'll talk to you just again for a few more minutes. I do want to share some interesting safety information with you, because regardless of what we do, we've got to do it safely. So we're going to get into the speakers, and I'll talk to you again in about 30 minutes. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Robert Lowe. Most of you know me. I'm the CEO of Prime at last asking. Unless my wife has fired me, I think I still have a job. Thank you all for what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. All our in-house folks are working hard, mostly working from home to keep things moving and rolling. Business is up and down. We talk about our plans, our strategies. The main strategy is keep your head up, see what's going on a day-to-day basis, sometimes even an hour-to-hour basis, and try to answer those needs where they exist. So there's some pockets where business is very strong. There's some other areas where it's a little bit sparse. We're going into the holiday weekend. I wish you all a blessed Easter. Hope you can make it home, maybe take an extra day or two off, and let's see how things kind of shake out after the holiday. But all in all, things are good. We're fighting hard. Your safety and your health are our primary concerns. That comes first. And right now, of course, health and fighting this COVID-19 virus is at the top of the list. Obviously, we're doing that. That's primary. After that, we're going to be working on finances. We're going to try to make sure that you're taken care of and that you're able to make a good living out there. If you're not able to work, if you're quarantined, we're going to take care of that too. So again, I can't thank you enough. You're a fantastic team. I'm so proud of you associated with each of you. God bless. Please be safe.
Hey, good morning to all Prime drivers. My name's Steve Wutke, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Prime. I think this is a maybe the third or fourth video that we're creating for our driver base, just trying to keep you up to speed on what's going on here. First of all, here in Springfield, everybody's doing very well. Our in-house associates, our shop associates are generally working, many of them off-site, dialing in and using technology to stay in touch. It has seemed to be very effective for us. I would say to you it's business as usual, but you all know so much better that that's not true. It's a unique situation, very unusual. Can't thank you enough for what you're doing out there for America, for Prime, for your families. I think a couple of things. You take care of yourselves, first of all. That's our key message here. Protect yourself, and if you're protecting yourself, you'll be protecting our company. Just do the very best you can. A lot of shippers, a lot of receivers are pushing out appointments. The supply chain is stressed like never before. So while we book freight, we think we have freight, we send you in to pick up freight, sometimes it's pushed out by the time we get there. We're just trying to react as best we can as well. Again, we thank you very much. It's a tough time. We recognize it's not quite as smooth as it's been in the past, although I will say business has been good up until this is Thursday, just before Good Friday. We recognize that this week is generally going to slow down. If you have a chance to get by the house and see your family, that'd be a great thing to do. We are seeing business being booked next week, but it'll be a day-to-day situation. So I would suggest control what you can control, do the best with what you can't control. Here at Prime, it's always about safety first. We're proud of the service you give. Our customers truly appreciate what you're doing, and all of America does as well. Thank you and be safe, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, this is Jim Guthrie in the Reefer Division, and I'm back to give you an update this week. First, I want to thank everybody again for all of your efforts, all you're doing for our customers and for our country. It's truly awe-inspiring to see all of our drivers out working so hard to keep our nation's shelves restocked. A couple things I want to address this week. First, a question came up about upgrades, and what I would say is our upgrade process is always going to be based on truck availability and supply and demand. Right now the truck availability and the ability to prep trucks with our labor force comes into play in the number of upgrades that we can allow on a weekly basis. Also, we all are very cautious and want to be very safe about how we allow the number of upgrades on a weekly basis with the freight network and what the business is doing. So we're going to continue to monitor that week to week, and there will be more upgrade slots becoming available in the next several weeks. So that's the message for upgrades. Okay, another issue, a question that's come up with our drivers is the number of new hires that we're bringing in. So just a few facts. Our number of PSDs in the pipeline is down compared to what it has been running in the last several months. So actually substantially down. So we're not overflowing with PSDs coming into the system. There was some rumor that we had 90 in Springfield at one day this week. That's not correct. The highest number of total orientation attendees we've had at any day in our orientation classes this week was 39. And those are all split up into groups of less than 10. We've rearranged schedules and rearranged the class times and CBTs to make sure that we never have groups of more than 10 at any given time. So I just wanted to clarify that. We have spread out orientation to all three of our major terminals, Pittston, Springfield, and Salt Lake City. And we've also divided up those terminals. Each terminal is having classes 3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all 3 days per week we're bringing in classes, and those are generally small classes at each terminal 3 days a week. So we continue to monitor the marketplace, no different than our upgrades as far as new entrants into the business and new entrants into the company. We're going to continue to monitor our business and make decisions as to how many we bring in, when we bring them in, based off those business needs. One thing we have seen and continue to see is an increased demand for teams. So having our PSDs come through the system is a benefit to all of our drivers out there, as is a benefit to our customers, which bleeds over into our entire driver network. So it's important for everybody to understand that our primary focus is taking care of our drivers and making sure that we're not exceeding our growth that puts us in a position where we're exceeding the marketplace and what the marketplace will bear. So we're having conversations with customers on a daily and weekly basis about volumes, and this is business. As I move into a business update here, I think Steve probably give you a little bit of business update as well, but this is kind of a day-to-day ebb and flow. The end of this week has definitely slowed down, but we anticipate that by the middle of next week, things should pick back up again. So there's a lot of disruptions right now to the supply chain. There's some areas that are having higher virus outbreaks than other areas, and that's led to some closures of plants and distribution centers and some rescheduling of appointments, some trailer issues, all these things that many of you guys and gals have experienced while you're out there servicing customers in the country. So we're working through those on a daily basis, having conversations with all of our customers. And again, our primary objective is to make sure we keep everybody moving and efficiently maximize your miles, maximize your profits on a daily basis as efficiently as possible. So those are our objectives. Again, we appreciate everybody that's stepped up to stay out there. We've had a lot of compliments from our customers. Your service last week was absolutely incredible, and we've had recognition from several of our top 10 customers, regarding the service level that you all performed last week. So I want to thank you for that. We were almost at 99% on-time delivery for Tyson Foods last week, one of our #1 shippers. So very proud of that, and that's a testament to all of you out there really working hard to make sure we pick them up and deliver them on time. So again, I want to thank you and finish with wishing everybody out there a happy Easter. God bless all of you. Really appreciate all you've done. It's such an honor to be associated with all of you out there and to be associated with this great company. We've definitely stepped up, and we're going to continue to step up and make this country get back to work and be ready to help everybody as the economy recovers. Help the country continue to function. It's amazing to watch what you've all done, and we really appreciate it. So everybody be safe, have a happy Easter with your families. Hopefully you can touch base with your families through technology, or if you have the opportunity to go home for a couple days, we'll certainly work with you to get home. But I want to thank you all again. God bless you. Please be safe.
Hey Flatbedders, this is Brian Brown from sales. Just wanted to wish you all a happy Easter and give you an update this week. Hope you guys are doing great out there and staying healthy. Just want to say thank you from everyone here for the great job you're doing out there, and just want to keep it going. We've got Good Friday tomorrow. We've got a lot of shippers that are going to be shut down, which is typical of this time of year, and probably a little bit of a hangover to that Monday and Tuesday. So if you have the chance to stay home or take a day off, a little extra here or there, this year is probably a good time to go ahead and do that. So freight-wise, things are looking pretty good right now. We've got a week going that's a little bit ahead of last week, which was a good week, probably about in line with our average. The week before that was very good. So we're just taking it day by day right now. We've got a lot of shippers that are giving us updates and saying, hey, we're gonna be really slow, and then they come back and say, wait a minute, oh, we got 18 loads tomorrow. So I think they don't really know exactly what's coming up either. So we're just gonna take it day by day. We're gonna keep talking to them, keep our shippers close to us, and lean on those big shippers that we've got out there to help us get through this. So if you're hearing things out there, rumors about things that are being shut down, or freight for flatbed is falling off a cliff, don't listen to rumors out there about anything, whether it's health-wise, freight-wise, any of those kind of things. I would encourage everybody to go speak to your fleet managers and go to the source and try to get the facts, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So it's really good to kind of shut out the noise of all that kind of stuff out there. And if you've got a question about something, please come talk to the fleet managers or give us a call. We're here to answer those questions for you. As I mentioned, we're going to take it day by day on the freight. We're going to keep plugging forward. We've got a lot of good partners out there. A lot of us here in-house have been doing this for many years. I've been doing it 22 years. We've got people here 30 plus years in our flatbed department, and a lot that are in the 20s. So we've been through a lot of this stuff before, maybe not this exact kind of crisis, but we've been through recessions, we've been through big downturns in the flatbed market. We've made it through every one of them. This one's not gonna be any different. We're gonna make it through this. We're gonna take care of you guys, make sure you're still making money. And we've all got jobs, and that's something to be thankful about. We've got a lot to be thankful for this Easter, so keep your heads up, stay positive, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you again for everything you're doing out there. Take care.
Hello, I'm Doug Adams in tanker sales, and I'd just like to take a moment to show some appreciation to all the drivers out there, and thank you for what you do on a daily basis. I'd like to thank you from myself, friends, family, neighbors, all of those alike, from our team here at Prime. Us in the transportation business understand and know what you guys do on a daily basis, and we certainly appreciate what you do and how essential you are. Unfortunately, I think it's taken the COVID-19 pandemic for the rest of the folks outside the industry to understand the importance of what you do, and start to appreciate what you're doing on a daily basis, understanding that store shelves may be empty, Our cupboards at home may be empty as well if it wasn't for you guys and what you're doing, so we certainly appreciate that. Again, I mentioned that I'm in tanker sales, and just briefly for those of you that are out there and are in the business, whether you're in tanker, flatbed, reefer, just to kind of give you an idea, I am the coordinator for the Northeast Division. We run food grade oils, and quite honestly, it's business as usual. Food grade's considered essential. One of the downturns we have seen have been our candle partners. We supply high temperature melt point soybean oils to some candle manufacturers, most of which have been considered non-essential and shut down by their states. So we've seen a downturn there. However, with that said, we do some deliveries to some soap manufacturers, and right now with hygiene, cleanliness, anything to keep our workspace and ourselves clean is essential, so that business is normal. And then of course the food grade oil that we do on a normal basis. In some regards we've seen upticks in that business as well. Specifically some of our customers that we're delivering to in Little Chute, Wisconsin, and in Georgia, Massachusetts, we're seeing an uptick there with our partners that are producing frozen pizzas. A lot of folks at home, everybody's got frozen pizza in the freezer, so that's positive. We're seeing some upticks where we've seen some troughs in some other areas, so it's business as usual. And the last thing I'd like to say is that keep in mind that during this time, a lot of negativity, turn on the news, it's hard to stay positive. Keep in mind that we're seeing a little bit of a downturn in our freight this weekend. Tomorrow's Good Friday, Sunday's Easter. Historically, we see a downturn in our business anyway during that holiday week. For those of you that are at home right now, enjoy your family. For those that are on the roads, please stay safe. We appreciate everything that you do, and just keep in mind this weekend, it's hard to get your mind away from things being affected by COVID-19, but literally what we're seeing this weekend is holiday related. Freight levels next week looks extremely strong. We're back to normal, and we just want to thank you for everything that you do from the entire Prime team. Thank you, and have a safe holiday weekend.
Hey everybody, Jason Seymour. Just again wanted to say thanks. Working in the reefer division, it's really awesome to be able to work with the greatest team in trucking. What you folks are doing out there every day is really truly nothing short of remarkable, in arguably the most extenuating circumstances in our country's history. To see how you've performed, it's just amazing, and I'm truly honored. Our whole operations team is honored to be able to be a part of it. So thanks for what you do. Just want to give you a couple of quick updates on where we're at as far as the screening and the COVID-19 testing. We are still screening at all 3 locations. I do just want to clarify, there's been a lot of misinformation, a lot of questions out about the New York City metro thing. If you visit a shipper or receiver in New York City metro area, New Jersey, then we know that those folks are taking the same precautions that we are, that you are, and that does not prevent you from accessing our terminals alone. If you go home to that area or take time off in that area and you're not symptomatic, then we feel like it's okay for you to go ahead and go back to work, but we are going to ask that you not enter the terminals for 14 days. From 14 days has passed from the time that you've been in that area. And of course, if you do go home to that area and you end up being symptomatic, advice would be to stay home and see a medical professional because of the volume of cases that are in that general area. As far as what we're doing on a larger fleet, we've had about 180 drivers or so that have reported symptoms or some kind of sickness to us through our operations team and Trinity Healthcare. Out of that group, we've had 58 negative tests. We have 11 that are still pending, and thankfully we've only had 2. So it's really remarkable that out of our entire driver fleet, you think of the number of people you touch each day, that you see each day, that you interact with each day, shippers, receivers, other drivers, truck stops. You're obviously doing the things that you need to do to protect yourself and mitigate your risk. We've only had 2 positives. It's just really amazing. An update on supplies. We still do have sanitizer. It is up and running at all 3 locations now. So if you need some, make sure you swing through and grab some. We have masks on the way. They're not going to be here till the end of next week, but we have masks ordered, and we're still striking out, unfortunately, on any kind of disinfecting wipes. One thing though, the sanitizer that you're getting from us, that's in a liquid form, it can be used to spray on the on your dash or on your steering wheel to sanitize. Just take a cloth and wipe it down, and that will work as a sanitizer for a hard surface if once you get a bottle from us, in lieu of having any kind of Clorox or Lysol wipes or anything like that. Now, the other main question that I want to answer today is about what do I do if I get sick? The very first thing we want you to do is reach out to your fleet manager. It's very important that we get that communication from you to the fleet manager so that it goes to myself and our operations team and our folks at Trinity Healthcare, Dr. Abraham and his group. We are getting those and we're monitoring them daily, checking back with the drivers, determining who needs to be tested, who needs to be quarantined, for how long they need to be quarantined. So it's very important that that's the very first step. Now, when it comes out to quarantine, that can present some challenges, and just know that we're right in there with you. It's really impossible to set a policy that's going to cover every type of situation because of where you're at and where you live and how sick you are and all these different things that come into it. But we as a team make those decisions to make sure that our drivers are safe. It's obviously best if you can do it at home. If you're at home, that's going to be a first thing we try to do, is if you're sick or feel like you're getting sick, we're going to try to get you home so you can quarantine there, where you have access to services and your doctors and all those things. If you can't, then we're going to get you to one of the 3 terminals, either Pittston, Salt Lake City, or Springfield. We have support staff there that can assist with showers, bathrooms, food, testing, all those things that you may need in the event that you get sick and you're too far from home. That's really all I had to cover this week. Kind of short. I know I took up a lot of camera time last week. Just want to say thanks for everything you do. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be glad to answer any of them. God bless you for what you're doing. Have a happy Easter, and thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Just want to give you a quick update on our COVID status and where we stand with measures we're taking, as well as things you can do out there on the road. Before we do get started, I just want to thank you all real quick for everything you guys are doing out there. Without you, we would not have our personal protective equipment like our masks, our gowns, our medications for that matter. So once again, thank you. I know I've told you before I could never do your job, and honestly I could not. So tons of respect to all of you, and again, we appreciate all your hard work. A couple quick things. Prime now has a supply of hand sanitizer, so if you are through the terminals, they should be able to provide you with a supply of that, and they'll continue to obtain more of that as time goes on. There's been a lot of discussion about masks in the news. At this point, there's not a whole lot of data one way or the other, but any kind of protection is going to be better than nothing. So if you're going to be in a public place, I would encourage you to wear some kind of protective face cover. I've heard a couple drivers talk about some of the neoprene sleeve type masks that slide up over the face, and they have a little insertable filter that you can put in there. Those are, again, any little bit helps. If you can, try to avoid getting the surgical masks or the N95s, just so that they're available for medical providers. As far as testing goes, there are a couple tests out there. The typical one is the one that goes inside the nose. It's not a fun one, as some of you have already experienced. There's also an antibody test out there that can help determine if you've already had it or if you're immune to it. One thing about the antibody test, it's a great test to determine if you've had it. However, you do not want to assume that you're okay to return to work just because that comes back positive. The reason being is that you can still shed the virus through your respiratory secretions, even though you yourself are immune to it. You also want to make sure you practice good hand washing, because even if you're immune to it and you happen to touch a surface that has the COVID virus on it, you can therefore pass it to somebody else. I know a lot of you are having a hard time obtaining tests out there on the road and in different states. If you do need to and you're around the Springfield terminal, we are able to test you here. We do have test kits. We're limited to about 5 to 10 a day. But if we need to, we can test you and typically get the results back in about 3 to 5 days. Initially it was about 10 days, but it's gotten a lot better as the labs have opened up more facilities to process them. In the aspect of treatment, there's still investigations going on as far as different treatments, including hydroxychloroquine, Zithromax, zinc, some of the new antivirals coming out. The one thing I can tell you to do at this time is, get plenty of rest as much as you can, drink plenty of fluids, stay hydrated, get good balanced diets. If you want to supplement with something, zinc or vitamin C are always good to help boost the immune system. And as we find out more about possible treatments out there, we will keep you informed. Once again, thank you so much for everything you're doing. Have a great day.
Good morning. I'm Drew Martin. I'm with Success Leasing. I just kind of update you on the Success Leasing right now. First, I kind of want to tell you guys thank you and how much we appreciate, everything that you're doing, all the sacrifices that you're making for, our family and our company. With Success Leasing right now, we haven't changed really what we do, but we're really changing how we do it. So a lot of the things with new hires and upgrades really follow your orientation schedule out there. With your orientation schedule, it'll tell you really how to check in. It's more done remotely now, so they'll give you a link in orientation. If you have another reason to get a truck, whether that be end of lease or a loaner truck might be needed, just give us a call and we'll give you instructions about a link that you can actually get to, on there. Once you actually get that link for the trucks, when we give you a call to look at a truck, we'll give you further instructions about how to maybe limit contact with Success Leasing. But other points, you really can't limit all the contact, so you might have some inspections that you might have to come and get, and so we'll kind of instruct you to better help you through that process. Also with messages, we're getting a lot of messages, so anytime you can actually message through the app to Success Leasing, it helps us out because we're still all available to answer any of your questions, whether that be phone, through the app, or on successleasing.com, you can send us an email. Next, the one thing I really want to focus on was the coronavirus. People are asking about deferred truck payments. We're really handling that on a case-by-case basis, and it's handling it through your fleet manager. One of the reasons why through your fleet manager is they just need to know about the whole process. They need to know what's going on and with it. And so they'll really address that with you and can answer any of your questions on there. The last thing we have is new truck order. Last week we were told by the vendors that the factories had been closed down for a little bit on there. So the new trucks will be delayed a little bit. We are contacting all the operators currently that have new trucks orders placed within the next month or month and a half. We aren't currently establishing new delivery dates on that because the factories just aren't open yet. So we just don't feel comfortable doing that at this time. So Kat or Haley and Leasing will be contacting you to let you know of a delay. When the factory opens back up, we'll be sure to contact you to actually get you that new delivery date on there. And also, anytime that you have a question, don't hesitate to call us because, if your new truck's coming in June 1st and now it might be delayed, we want to help you out, whether it be a short-term lease that we can get you through that time or whether it be extend the current lease that you're in. Really just want to help you out. Also, just want to thank you guys again. We appreciate everything that you do and be safe.
Hi, this is Terry Wood. I run the detail shop here at Prime. Hey, we are up, running, fully staffed, business as usual for us. Our installers, we're still doing fridges, satellites, boxes. Our interior body express bays still open, running every day. Actually right now with everybody running so hard, we actually have detail appointments available. So we're doing more driver appointments for the interior detail cleaning. Some precautions that we're taking, mattresses, we used to pull the plastic off just so you wouldn't have to deal with that. We're leaving those on right now just so you've got a fresh, clean mattress. In addition, we're taking precautions like everyone else in our building. Doors that can be left open, we're leaving them open. One of my associates, Michael Reed, goes through every 2 hours with disinfectant and cleans all our common areas. So, we're just doing everything we can so when you come in, you're in a safe, clean environment. One thing I do want to send out to everybody, I've had a lot of phone calls on you folks that have storage with us. We understand this is an extremely unusual time. You may not be able to meet that 60-day deadline. We understand. Just keep in contact with us. We're going to work with you. Don't let that be a stressor. We are all going to get through this together.
It's Steve again. I hope you enjoyed those speakers that we had today, each one speaking from the heart. I think when you look right in the eyes of Robert, he cares about you. Steve Wutke cares about you. A lot of information from operations this week. People do have concerns. Is Prime bringing in too many drivers? Is there going to be enough freight? That's something we battle all the time. We're always balancing our network with freight opportunities. We're always going back and forth on the number of upgrades each week. So really just adding in COVID-19 is just adding to the challenge that we have each week. We have Easter once a year. We're at that time right now. So of course, freight's gonna be down a little bit this week. And I think next week we're gonna see it bounce back. I think that's what our sales folks are thinking. And trust me, I've heard Robert say this 100 times. There's always enough freight to load the Prime trucks. And we believe that. We've got the best sales force out there. We've got the best fleet managers. But more importantly than that, we've got the best drivers out there. You are our face of Prime every single day. When you're going down the road, when you're backing into a shipper or receiver, when you're getting your bills looked at, when you're dealing with a cargo claim, you are the face of Prime, and you do a fantastic job out there. And as I mentioned, we're just adding another piece to the puzzle right now with this COVID-19, and we're gonna get through it. I promise you that. We're gonna get through it, and we're gonna come through as strong as ever. I did say I had a few things I wanted to share with you on the safety side, and I'll tell you that for the month of March, we probably saw the best numbers we've ever seen by our operators safety-wise. Certainly there's less traffic on the road. We're grateful for that. That's really given you the opportunity to enjoy some easier driving conditions, particularly in the congested areas. They're not quite as congested, so take advantage of that. Those numbers were extremely impressive, and we're just going to continue to build on that. Several of the speakers mentioned getting home. You know, we're in this for the long haul. COVID-19 is not going to end this week or next week. Nobody knows when it's going to end. Take the opportunity to get home, to see your family. We'll be ready when you're ready to come back. So your fleet managers will make those efforts to get you home. Finally, I'm just going to close with this. As every speaker had said, thank you for what you're doing out there. We see it time and time again on the news now. Finally, truckers are getting the recognition that you truly deserve, that you've always deserved for what you do out there. When I go to the store, when any of the in-house Prime associates, our mechanics go to the store, the only reason there's anything on the shelf there is because of our operators. And it's all divisions. It's the reefer division, it's the flatbed division, it's the tanker division. We're a family, we're gonna stay that way, and we just wanna make sure that you realize how much we appreciate everything you do out there. As always, be safe. I'll add in there, take care of yourself, take care of each other, follow those steps to do your best to prevent COVID-19, the constant hand washing, the separation from other people, just being careful where you go. We're gonna get through it, and we're gonna come out on the other end strong. So again, thank you all very much, and we'll talk to you again next week. Thank you.
Hey, just wanted to say thank you to all the Prime Inc. drivers out there. You guys are doing great, keeping America moving. Can't wait to drive the Prime car again in Kansas and see you guys out there. But thank you so much for what you're doing for all of us.
Hey fellow drivers, I just wanted to give you a little tidbit to help you stay safe and secure as you're navigating through this global pandemic. One of the things that you want to make sure that you do is to do everything that you can do to not track germs back into your truck. If you get out at a shipper, receiver, get out at a truck stop, get out to get supplies or whatever, and you go back into your truck, you want to make sure that you sanitize before you go back into your truck. Just to show you, here's what I do. As you can see, I have some hand sanitizer. Before I while I'm still on the ground, I actually use hand sanitizer for my hands. And yes, I do have a mask that I wear. Sometimes I wear a bandana. But when I get out in public, I do wear a mask or a bandana just for that extra protection. And so what I do, I hand sanitize with the mask on or with the bandana on. I don't take it off before I hand sanitize because we know that the COVID-19 virus is transmitted through our oral, our facial orifices. So we want to make sure that we leave the mask on until our hands are clean. So I hand sanitize and then I take the mask off or the bandana off. I know that some people have said, well, it'd be great if we could do that, but we don't have any hand sanitizer. I know a couple that runs team for us that they keep a bucket of water in their floorboard, and when they come back to the truck, they stand out on the ground and they actually use soap and water and wash their hands very, very thoroughly, and then they get back in the truck. So this is just a little tidbit. Hopefully it helps to keep you safe out on the road. That's what we want. You guys are all heroes. Thank you for everything that you're doing for America during this very troubling time. Be safe, be healthy. God bless.
Hello everybody, my name is John Ogren. I am a tanker driver. Wanted to first of all thank everybody at Prime. I'm on the driver advisory board. I was privileged to be part of a conference call yesterday, and I am beyond impressed with everything that this company is doing. This company is going above and beyond what I think the call of duty is, to make sure that not only we continue to stay safe, first and foremost, but to also stay profitable. So I want to thank Mr. Lowe first and foremost. For myself in the tanker department, I want to thank Brett Von Willer in operations in tanker. I want to thank my fleet manager Jenny and everybody else in the tanker department. I think Prime is doing a fantastic job. I know that folks are concerned. I'm concerned, quite frankly. I think everyone's concerned that freight will either slow down or whatnot, but I guarantee that Prime has everyone's best interests at heart, not just making sure everybody in management is making money, but making sure everyone is making money. My wife is a nurse at the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. I want to thank all of the healthcare workers. My daughter is in college and is still on campus where she is doing online learning. So I want to tell all the college kids out there, all the students, not only college, but all the younger students out there to stick with it. I know this is incredibly difficult, but everybody is supporting you, and this is just one of those things. We'll all get through it. Thank you very much again to everybody at Prime.
What's going on, Prime? This is William Dedman. Kirk Roll. We're in 680737, Prime Flatbed Division, and we just wanted to say hey to you guys, and we want to thank Prime for keeping us on the road. Absolutely. They've been amazing through all this COVID-19. We're going to give you guys an insight on what we do every day, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoy.